Hello guys, in this video I will do code review for assignment number 1. And basically for this video I have 3 topics. First I will shortly give some information on Git and GitHub. And I also want to say that for GitHub and for pull requests we will have some additional and separate tutorial video where I will explain all the details of how you can make pull requests, how you can work with GitHub if you don't have any information about Git and etc. We already have one video for Git and GitHub, but there is no information about pull requests, so I will make another video, tutorial video with all the details. But in this one I will just I will work with pull request. You will see how you can clone and etc. But for full tutorial we will have another video about Git and GitHub. Next we will do I will do code review because for assignment number 1 right now we have 4 solutions. So basically I will check them and add my comments, and also as exception, because it's the first assignment, I will add all this code to our base repository. So for the next assignments or when you will fix my comments, because I have some comments to fix, you can make a pull request instead of sending me URLs. So now we have only one pull request, but for next assignments we will use only pull requests because it is very easy to use pull requests for checking and code review. And next we will have, as I said, we will merge everything into our base repository and then continue with only pull requests. So now let's start. As a first step, I want to start with a pull request. Before we get started, so for a new members, it is all about Python Mentorship. If you don't have any information, please go to the website of CoderVlogger.com, and here you will see mentorship, and on this page you can get all this information. If you are a new member. And now let's continue with our pull requests. So first I will check pull request from user health series. I will also show accounts so we can follow each other. So let's make a community. So first I will start with this pull request, and basically in this pull request, let's go back, move to pull requests. It is a web calculator. If you remember, we had command line, and also I said that you can do the same by using Flask, and now we have a Flask version. First, I like that it is Flask because if you already have some information on Python, calculator is quite simple, so you can make it more complicated as a task, by using web, and in this case Flask. First of all, I see this issue on all solutions. I see that, for example, first issue is with conventions, because here I see that we use uppercases, capital letters for the variable name, but here I see that we use lowercase. And if you want to follow all the rules by Python rules, you need to keep all these styles, all this naming in the same convention. So for this, as a reference, I will attach this one. This is a style guide for Python by official Python website. So, and in this page they explain how you need to set variable names, how you can name your classes, and etc. etc. So it is must read for all Python developers. So let's add this to our repository. Let's move to assignment number 1. I will just put it, then I will add additional comments. So now, for now, let's continue. Yeah, that's the first issue. So please keep your please follow Python's style guide. So I will add this comment just for information. Yeah, start review. Just for information, because as I said, I will merge this pull request as exception, but for future pull requests, yeah, just keep in mind that you need to follow all this style guide. Also, style guide you can use not only for variable names, but also how you need to keep your file well formatted, because I see that if you have 3 empty lines, that's not okay. If you have class, you need to have only 2 empty lines, and yeah, it's okay. And then let's continue. Then yeah, here you probably need one more line. So you may say that why you pay that much attention to empty lines, to the variable names, and etc., and just check code itself. But for me, if you will work in a team, if you will continue with a Python, following all these rules is must for every developer, because when you write code only for yourself, yeah, you can follow any rules. But if you will work in a team, if you will work with other developers, you need to have the same rules. And it's not only about variable names, but also about project structure and etc. So it is must, and yeah, you need to know at least basic rules for variables, variable namings, and etc. So let's continue. Next, we have Flask View. So basically, it's a view that will receive root page, and we get form and form designed here. So we have fields for the forms. That's the first num, that's the second num. Then we have plus, minus, multiply, and divide as operations. I will move forward and show the front end, the page itself. And here you can see that for operations, we have choice. So we have this first name, that's the input, and we also have some kind of choice where you will need to pick up one of these operations. And based on this operation, we decide which one we need to follow. If it's plus, we will add them, and etc. That's okay, but you could use optional or let me show you HTML. Let's say combo box, and probably we will have a select tag. I personally would go with this one because by using this you will have only one variable which will be named as an operation, and as a value for this variable you will get the name of the operation. So instead of checking 4 different variables, you can check one variable, for example, form.operation.data is equal to add, then do add. If it is and in this case you can use else if minus, I will keep your style, and etc. So this will keep your code more readable, and you will not need to have 4 variables for just one operation. As I said, I will merge this one, but as a next pull request, please make this change, because it will make your code more clean. Next, I want to say that for you, I like that you use web, you try to do some front-end stuff, that's always okay, that's always an advantage. But even for front-end, please keep your code well formatted, because that will help you if you have a really big project and you will need to have all these styles and keep your code well formatted. So yeah, for a next pull request, please keep this in mind. And of course, that's case and that's issue for all solutions. I don't see any tests, so no one added any unit tests, at least. So you can add more tests, but at least unit tests, because I see only implementation, but the code without tests, it is not let's say complete. So I know that it's a basic calculator. You may think that why you need to spend time on tests, but you should keep in mind that it's for learning purposes, and by adding tests you will need to check how they work, what you can do, how you can organize your tests, what cases or which cases you need to test, and etc. etc. So as a common comment, I will add that please add tests, but for now that's okay. I will merge this pull request, and then I want to see how you will fix all these conventions, how you will convert this to one variable. So let's put them as comments for series. Use naming conventions. That's the first one. Then use one variable for operations. Add unit tests. So that's it for this pull request. I will merge this one, and now let's continue with the next solution. Next one is from prints. I will show the count, and solution is this one. And this one is a command line. As a it was main assignment for number 1. I see he or she used operations. As an array, as a list. So I like this. Then based on this list, we have print. So you can see operations. I like this part as well. And then within while true, so it's an endless loop. That was part of the assignment. We get operator, and I assume this is the last one. And also we have separate operations for division and modular division. That's great. So we have one more case. Also, I liked very much that we have try catch, so we can catch some errors. That was also part of the operation, as part of the assignment. So I like this part as well. And then our basic operations. So if it's plus, minus, and multiply, etc., etc. And also we have a case when we don't have this operation. And please keep in mind that we have check here. So if it's 6, we exit. If we have something else except these numbers, we say that it's invalid operation. I really like this one because it is simple enough for the assignment, for the calculator. And we have try catch, so we will catch some errors. We will catch only one exception. I would have one more except for other exceptions, so your program, your application will not break. So let's add this in for the comments. comments for prints. Yeah, prints. Yeah, I will put that I liked usage of arrays. Try accept. That's pluses. I would add one more except for generic exceptions. Yeah, that's first comment. And I don't see any issues with naming convention. That's great. I don't see even yeah, it's a style, it's okay, it's a string, and I see that we have empty space after this symbol. It's also good. Yeah, it's okay with naming convention. So for code review, that's good. So if it would be a pull request, yeah, I can accept this one, and also it solves our assignment, so that's okay. I think 2 comments is enough for this assignment. Next, you can do a web-based calculator, and also yeah, we have one more command. Add unit tests. So that's okay. Let's move. Next one is from Jairo Lopez, and it's this user, so please check. And it's also a basic calculator, command line, and here we have as a first line prints. So yeah, it's in Spanish, I think. Yeah. And we get operation, we get 2 values, and based this operation we do actual operation. That's quite simple solution. I don't see usage of while, so you don't have endless running application. I don't see any test for errors like value error or division by 0 and etc. And we didn't have this, had this on a first assignment by Hell series, so we didn't have checks for errors or exceptions. So my comments would be comments for J. Lopez. First one, I use endless loop while. Second, use try except, and also add unit tests. I don't understand why no one has this test, because if you put code, you always need to add tests. That's important. That's very important. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I will repeat. I understand it's a simple application, but for learning purposes, you and we need to keep it as complete as possible. So please make sure that you do all the cases. I also see that there is some issues with conventions by yeah, for this one. How's it call it? Yeah, Python style guide, because I see that yeah, I see that let me check. Yeah, after this symbol you need to have one more space, so it's by style guide. I don't see any issues with variable names. They look okay. Yeah, but for spacing and etc., please also check style guide. That's important for everyone. So I will put it to all members. First, please check Python style guide. Always add tests. Yeah, that's okay. That's as I said, I will move this one as well, so you can send your pull request with your fixes. At the end of the video, we will see how our structure for the main project, main repository will look like. But for now, let's move to the next one. It is from Mir Pulatov. I will open the account. Account name. And yeah, let's check repository. So actually, with this member, we started mentorship before it was officially announced. So he has a solution for all the cases, starting from simple command line, then using classes, and then using web. So yeah, that's because he started before everyone. I will check all of them. So first we have a simple command line application. We have our while endless loop. I see we have again issues with style guide. If you use a function, you need only one line. If you use class, you need 2 lines. So yeah, that's it. Issue with style guide. Operations, variable and function names, they are okay. And also I see quite simple implementation. We get operation, we check for exit case, and then we convert, and then we do actual operation. And he used functions. I like this because when you have function and when, for example, you can add additional logic within your function, but I don't see that we use try and except. So that would be my first comment for this one. So use try except. That's the first one. I know there is no unit test, so add unit tests. It's also for simple one, that's all. That's it. So let's move to the next one using classes. First one, if you have a folder with few Python files, always include init.py. That will specify that you are in a Python package. So for class implementation, add init.py to the folder. Yeah, you will not have any issues, but if you have more than one package, you will need this file. So basically, in this solution, he used class, initialize with the variables x and y, and then do the operation. And in this calculator app, it's the same as before, but with one additional step, which is initialization of instance of this class, and then doing actual operation. Yeah, quite simple, but also without try and except, and without tests. And in this case, tests are important because you can, in the same file, you have calculator, and then you can have calculator tests and add all your tests. As I said, I know that it's a simple operation, but our goal is learning, and if you learn how to test, that's already advantage. So, and next let's move to, I also want to mention that for GitHub he used gitignore because it will ignore unnecessary files. And license, you need to always include for open source. It's a simple project, but still, for keep the rules always the same. So if it's Python, add gitignore for Python. If it's Java, add gitignore for Java, and etc. So the last one, I already like this because I see separation of templates. So structure is okay. In your templates you have HTML file, that's good. Then we have application file, that's a Flask. We do initialization for Flask. We add our views with route, and I like this separation because first you render basic empty page and then you accept post. That's good. And now I see try and accept. That's very good. And then based on the action, that was my comment for first hour assignment, first hour solution. So but now I see that we use this one variable for the decision which operation we need to proceed. And then I see usage of main. That's okay, that's good. And also I don't see, let me double check, I don't see any style guide issues. That's good. Okay, and let's now move to templates. Okay, I see style sheet, bootstrap, good, and well designed form. Okay, I like it. Yeah, that's okay, that's quite good. So this one doesn't need any additional steps because it has Flask. It's a web. We have check for with try accept with value error. You can add one more check for more generic errors and show some error message. But for this assignment, that's okay. So no comments. I will just add this into our repository. So that's it for assignments. I will add this comment, and now I will proceed with merging of our code base. Okay, so I will first merge pull request. As I said, it is always easy. So I will just merge. You can still see my comments. So let's merge it. Done. Once I merged everything, we will have a proper structure. So now let's move to the command line. I will get all this stuff. So git pull, get all the changes on my GitHub to my local repository. Then I need to check structure. Okay, so calculator mentorship. So I will add a name of the member in our repository. So let's move to Visual Studio Code. I will rename this to name of the user. So it's health series. So health series. And let's move to solutions. And this move. So that's done. I will update code base. Git add. Okay, I will use my aliases. So rename solution by health series and move it to subdirectory, and then git push origin master. For me it's origin, but as I said, I will have one more tutorial video with explanation of GitHub. But when you fork, you will have another command, but for now we don't talk about this. So if I go to the mentorship, if you will do fixes, you will see that your code now is under the solutions folder. So you can make a pull request and update this file. Then I will accept your pull request if you did all the fixes properly. So now let's close unneeded tabs, and now I will merge solution from prints. So for this I will clone your repository. Let's move. I will do some tricks, so let's just move to calculator. Wait. Source calculator. LA, the solutions, and then I will clone it here. CD by calc. I will remove Git file because I already have Git repository, and then I will keep your readme and calculator file, and then I will go back and rename this to the username, and our username is prints. So move to, yeah, nice. Third one is from Jairo Lopez. Let's do the same. Git clone. Check the structure. Let's make dir be the username. Wait. Yeah, no dir. Just move to calc to the username. Yeah, and your file is in this folder. Yeah, that's not okay. Let's remove this Git. And now it's okay. So I will double check. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's okay. And now the last one. Let's open this. Clone. Git clone. So that's the biggest one, yeah. We have 3D solution in one. 3 in 1. Let's check. Let's move PyCalculator to the username. Yeah. And then move to Platov, and then remove this Git. Okay, very nice. So I can keep all this stuff. Yeah, because you can have gitignore for subfolders, you can have license, it's okay. And readme. So you guys, all or you can add in a readme some additional information about yourself, because now I will show why. Because if I do git status, yeah, let's move to the root. One more. So maybe we can move our calculator to the root. So let's just check. One more. Yeah. So we have git, gitignore, license, of course, readme file. I will put more information on readme file, and we have source. We can move source into assignments, because that's a more proper name for this. And then let's commit all this. Edit solutions from. I will put all again. Platov. And prints for calculator, and then we can do a master. And now if we go to the our repository, as I said, now you can just fork and send me your pull requests. So, and now we have proper structure. And when I move to solutions, and for example solutions from Mir Pulatov, I can see his README. So you can basically put everything you want in this without ads, without spam, and be polite. But you can make your pull request specific to your solution, and maybe explain your solution, how you can run it, and etc. And send me new pull request. And also, please check all this stuff here. This feedbacks, code review comments, and fix them, please, and send me your new pull request. For this video, I think that's it. As I said, we will have one more tutorial about Git and GitHub. I also will share something about code review, so because we can do code review for each. So for our other members, when you have enough experience, I will add you as a member to Python Mentorship, so you can also do code review for other members, for new members. I will share some information on this. And also a bit later, I will add new assignment and new step for our mentorship process. So please stay tuned, stay connected, and see you in next video. For now, bye bye.